and you join us as we prepare for the afternoon session from the 2021 European Classic Powerlifting Championships, coming to you from Västerås in Sweden. Västerås on the outskirts of the Swedish capital, Stockholm. If you've been with us this morning, you would have seen the end of 3 days of fantastic competition by the junior ladies, junior women rather, I should say, and the rest of the junior timetable is devoted to junior men. Today we will see the men's 83 and 93 kilo classes. This afternoon it's the 83s, and there are so many entries that it's split into two flights. The good news there is that from the television presentation point of view, there'll be 10-minute breaks rather than 20, so we'll keep it more continuous. And then in the evening at 17:30 local time, we'll have the men's 93 kilo juniors, and that's split into two groups as well for the same reason. Well, the junior ladies have done us proud, so have the junior men up to and including the 74s, and we look forward to a continuation of that this afternoon. You can see on your screen the running order for the first flight. Now remember, these are the lower ranked lifters, and the ranking isn't done arbitrarily, it's done on the basis of totals submitted during nominations. So those with the lower totals go in the first group, and those who are expected to battle for medals go in the second group. And as you can see on your screen, the first lift throughout this afternoon is Quentin Dufour from Belgium. He is opening at 187.5 kilos, and the competition is underway. And that's a good lift to get the session underway. 3 white lights. Now the next up is Suleiman Turki from France, and there will be 230 kilos on the bar for him. Yeah, I thought that was in Turkey. This is actually that was a mistake. It's Rick de Gros from Belgium that was due out next, and I thought that's not Turkey when we saw the picture. Hence the quick silence on the screen, but it is de Gros from Belgium, and he will be opening on 190 kilos. Turkey will be competing in the second group. And the way it works, for those of you not familiar with it, group one will take all three squats, and then we will immediately go on to group two with no break. Then there's a 10-minute break. We come back and do it all again in bench press. And that looks good from De Gros. My apologies to him for slightly talking over his lips. And that is 3 white lights. And we have Robert Kaloyan from Romania up next, 19 years old, just out of the sub-juniors and into the juniors. He's opening on 200 kilos. That looks good. And 3 white lines. Now, Simon Jonsson Myhrvold from Norway will be next, and he will take 210 kilos. Well, no questions about depth, and so quick he almost took the cameraman by surprise. 3 white lights. They normally like to slowly pan out to get the perfect picture, but Myhrvold was too quick. Now Sean Blom from Ireland, and he is opening 215 kilos. And that looks good. And 3 white lines. Also from Ireland is Jordan Konjak, and he's taking 215 kilos, same as his compatriot. That's a PB of 232.5. So this should be a reasonably safe and smooth opener. Looks good. And 3 white lines. Jakub Michal from Poland is up next. 225 kilos on the bar. And that looks good as well. And yes, 3 white lights. Last one out in first round is Eetu Kumpalainen from Finland. And he's opening way ahead of the rest at 240 kilos. Oh, do excuse me. And remember, people from the first group can win medals, both in individual disciplines and total. They are all competing for the same prizes. And that looks good. And 3 white lines. And just to finish that point, for example, you might have someone with a very average squat and bench press, but an exceptional deadlift, who ends up in the first group because of the total, but they can still win a deadlift medal from the first group. We've seen that happen many times in the past. And we're into the second round, and the good news is a solid column of green against everyone's name in the first round. And this is Quentin Defoe from Belgium, taking his second round attempt, 200 kilos. His compatriot De Groot will follow on the same weight. 3 white lights again, and Rick DeGraw will be the next up with the same weight on the bar, 200 kilos. Lovely and deep from before. This is Rick DeGraw. He's having to battle. I think that's good, but is that his limit? 3 white lights, but is there any more there? If there is, then maybe 2 or 2.5 next time, I would imagine. What a good battle by DeGraw, but he's given just about everything he has to get that lift up. Now, Robert Kaloyan from Romania, taking 210 kilos. And that looks good. And 3 white lights for the young Romanian. The bar goes up to 225 kilos for the next 2 lifters. The first of which is Johnson Mirvo. And that looks good. And 3 white lights. Same weight on the bar for Jordan Konjak from Ireland. Yes, it looks good again. That's 3 white lights. And the other Irish lifter, Sean Blom, will follow on 232.5. Whereas PB is given as 212.5. So already a big improvement with his opener, which moved well, and this a huge improvement if he can make it. Well, he's brought it up well. And 3 white lights. And next up, Jakub Michal from Poland, 235 kilos on the bar. Oh no, just too much. And that is the first no lift of the session. We were nearly at the end of the second round. And now Eetu Kumppalainen from Finland, 250 52.5 kilos. This will be a new personal best for the Finnish lifter, and he still has a lift to come after this. And he psychs himself up and he stalks the bar. Oh, so deep, and he's battling, and he brings it back up. I thought at one stage he was gone, but what a fight! And his reward is 3 white lights, and he is delighted with that. And we move into the third round, and as we suspected, Rick DeGraw has only put 2.5 kilos on the bar. It's going to be 202.5 he faces. He was so near his limit last time. Can he just find that extra 2.5 kilos? Oh, he's working. Oh, wow, what a fight. That should be good. And yes, 3 white lights. What a fantastic battle with the bar. Just refused to give up. Looked for all the world that he was going to go no further. And he just kept fighting, and up it came. And the bar goes up to 212.5 kilos for Quentin Dufour, also Belgium. His PB is 210. No. There was no issue with the depth. Got it moving, but no more. Now, Robert Kaloin from Romania, 220 kilos on the bar, which would represent a 10 kilo personal best. Equaled his PB with a second round attempt. This is to go 10 kilos higher. Remember, so many of these lifters haven't come for medals. If we only had the ones who came for medals, we'd have a very small field that come to compete on the European stage to test themselves against the best and to see if they can lift more than they've ever lifted before. Oh, and he's fighting, and he won't give in, and eventually he had to. That was no lift. Now, Simon Jonsson Meervold, 232.5 kilos. We have 4 more lifts, and then we move straight to the second group. Squat PB 225, which he equaled in the second round. He had to work a little bit, and this is 7.5 kilos more for a big personal best. Oh, that was better than the second. That was a great lift by Meervold. And 3 white lights. He will be delighted with that. And still 232.5 kilos on the bar for Jordan Konjak. And this will equal his personal best. And that looks good. Ah, 3 white lights. Oh, look how happy he is at that. And next we have Jakub Michal from Poland. And I was just waiting for the finish lifter, and I see that there's a cross against his name for the third round. So Michal belong, and then we're straight into the second flight. Kampulainen has rested after 2 squats. Well, he got depth, couldn't bring it back up. And one more lift in the first group, and it's Sean Blong from Ireland, 240 kilos on the bar. You can see, well, we've said before, his PB coming in was 212.5 kilos. And that explains why he's in the first flight, but he's actually lifting like he belongs in the second flight. Can he push his PB up from 212.5 to 240 kilos? Yes, he can. We wait for the referees, but surely there is no doubt. No, 3 white lights for Blom. What a great squat competition he's had. And we moved straight into second flight without any break. And it's Melker von der Geest representing Sweden who will be first out. And he will be opening on 225 kilos. You can see the running order there. And here we have von der Geest. And 3 white lights. And next up, we have the French lifter Anthony Costerigo. And he is opening on 242.5 kilos. And that is a no lift. All 3 referees called it on depth. Let's look at it again. I don't think there can be too much argument with that. He's going to have to find a little bit more depth. Now Federico Bonserio from Italy will be next out, 245 kilos, and Turkey from France will follow on the same weight. That looks good. No, it wasn't. That was called on depth as well. Well, one of the referees thought it was just in. The other 2 turned it down. Now, Suleiman Turki from France, who looks nothing like the Gras from Belgium, which is why I was slightly confused about 20 minutes ago. But he takes 245 kilos for his opening attempt. Just gets the bar solidly on the back. Oh, no doubt about depth there. 3 white lights all day long. Good lift for Turkey. Now Yarzemski from Ukraine. Vadim Varzemski, 250 kilos. Yeah, that looks good. Very strong. Brought it up easily. Mid-depth, 3 white lights. And next up we have Jose Lopez Llorente from Spain. And he is taking 255 kilos. It's been such a resurgence in Spanish powerlifting in the last 3 or 4 years. Remember when we did our first competition in Malaga, 2017 probably? There were only 2 or 3 Spanish lifters competing. It is so different now, and it's great to see. Oh, that's a good squat. It's deep, it's strong, there's more there. And there are 2 lifters to go in the first round, and they are both from Great Britain. Nathan Jabal is out first, 260 kilos on the bar. Oh, that looked good. And it's a good lift, but only 2 white lights. The referee on the near side told us in depth. I think I'd be with the other 2 referees in that particular call. Not that that means anything at all. And finally, James Adcock, also of Great Britain, will open on 262.5 kilos. And that makes a good squat as well. Very strong. And 3 white lights for Adcock. Well, we've got some great squatters here by the look of things, and it's going to come down to who's most conservative, who's most bold, who's too bold, who's too conservative. And at the end of the first round, Adcock leads with 260.5. Jabal in second place, 260. Lopez Llorente in bronze medal position, but a long, long way to go. This is Vondergeest from Sweden. 232.5 kilos on the bar. And had to really work, but I think it's good. Yes, 3 white lights for the young Swede. now we have Costa Rica from France, 242.5 kilos. Missed his opener. He was plenty strong, but the call on depth needs to go just a little bit deeper. Well, I think he has, but in fairness, I thought his first one was good, and I'm wrong again. All three referees call it on depth. Let's have a look. Yeah, and it doesn't, in fairness, it doesn't look as good from that angle as it did from the angle I was watching from. Now, Federico Bonserio, also a no lift in the first round, also on depth. He got 2-1. He doesn't have to go much deeper, just a fraction more. And I would say that was good, but I'm not refereeing. And it is good, but it's only 2-1. The center referee called it high. Both side referees called it good. But two is good enough, and he moves forward in the competition. Now Suleiman Turki from France, taking 255 kilos, 10 kilo jump from his opener. 3 kilos from his personal best. He holds the French junior squat record at 258. So I guess his plan is to get this and then go past that, perhaps to 260 in the third round. But he needs to get this first, and he needs to know what it feels like. And it certainly looks good, very powerful. I think we'll see at least, it's 3 white lights. I think we'll see at least 260 on the bar for Turkey in the third round, because he handled that so well. Now, 257.5 kilos on the bar for Yarsemsky. Oh, and he's battling all the way, and that looks good. And 3 white lights for Yarsemsky. Now, Jose Lopez Llorente from Spain looked very, very strong with his opener of 255. He's added another 10 kilos. This is 265 kilos that will take him from 5th to 1st place, with lifters to follow. And it shows just how close all these lifters are to each other when a 10 kilo jump can take you from 5th to 1st. The lead currently 262.5 with Adcock from Great Britain. This to move 2.5 kilos ahead of that. Oh, that's a great lift. 3 white lights. Really good lifting by Lopez Llorente. And now we have James Adcock. Both the British lifters have opted to go 270. By lot, Adcock comes out first. And looking at the body weights, Adcock is fractionally lighter than Jabal, so if he gets this, he leads at the end of the second round, irrespective of anything Jabal might do. Gets the squat command. And fights and brings it up. And that looks good. 3 white lights for Adcock. And he takes the lead in the 83 junior squats. Now, Nathan Jabal, can he come back and match the lift? His PB is 267.5. He's been close to this before, but this is the most that he's ever done. He's on the European stage. And as you see, he can only go from third to second because of body weight, but there is another round to come. Oh, that looked strong. And it's 3 white lights for Jabal. And there is one more round to go. And if we look at the scoreboard, we can see that Adcock leads on 270 kilos. Jabal is in second place, also on 270 kilos. But as you can see, he's 0.6 of a kilo heavier. Lopez Llorente is in third place, 265. And Yarzemski a little way back in fourth. I suspect that the top 3 at the moment will share the medals. And indeed they will. Let's see this first. Oh, that's a good battle. This is Van de Geest from Sweden, but it's 2-1 on depth. And I was just going to say Yarzemski's fourth attempt is third attempt rather is 262.5, so he will remain in fourth place even if he gets it. Third place currently 265 with the Spaniard. But that is to come. This, in many respects, is far more important than those lifts we've been talking about, because this, from Costa Rica, is to stay in the competition. He must find more depth. No. Oh, no. Oh, don't you just hate to see that? But Costa Rica leads the competition. He can still compete for prizes in bench press and deadlift, of course, and he's come such a long way not to do that, but he cannot contend for the biggest prize. And this is Yarzemski, 262.5 kilos. Turkey will follow on the same weight. Oh, he battles it back up. We'll wait for the referees. And no, I thought it was slightly high. And 2-1, it is a no lift. It wasn't far away. One of the referees thought it was in, but by a majority of 2-1, it's a no lift. Now, Suleiman Turkey from France, his PB is 258. That is the French junior squat record. And this will be a PB for him. And a new national record into the bargain. He's looked really good in his first two lifts. And he's fighting and he's fighting. Oh, wow. What a battle. 3 white lights for Turkey. And there are 4 more lifts. We look at that fight again. Wasn't that fantastic? French coach applauding him all the way up. He refused to give up. Now this is Federico Bonserio. He missed his opener. He went up 5 kilos for a second. This is 267.5, and he is shooting for the bronze medal. And this will put him in 3rd place, but the Spaniard can come back and take it from him again, or indeed do even better. Well, he's got it up, but was there downward movement? Yes, there was. It's blues and yellows, it's 3 red lights. Just watch it again. And unfortunately, in spite of such a brave attempt, no lift. Now this is the very impressive Spaniard, Jose Lopez Llorente. This is to go into the lead in squat on body weight. No, sorry, this is just to go into the lead, full stop. The lead is currently 270. It's 7.5 kilos more than a weight he handled really comfortably. Can he do it one more time? Oh, he's found depth, he's bringing it up, he's bringing it up. That is a fantastic lift from Lopez Llorente, and he gets 3 white lights. He is overjoyed, and he moves into the lead in squat. And next up, as we see that great battle from the Spaniard, next up, James Adcock, 272.5 on the bar for him as well, but he is lighter body weight. And this would take him into the lead, with only Jabao to follow. But the question is, was Adcock on his limit? And I think he was on his limit. You know, I'm not sure he's coming out. I think if he was coming out, he would have come out by now. And I think he's just decided he was right on his limit at 270. He looked it, and he's not coming out. And they're just running the clock down before Nathan Jabao comes out to attempt 275 kilos. Which will be it'll be a 5 kilo PB now, because he got 270 in the second round, of course. But he's currently 3rd in the squat on body weight, behind Adcock. This for the squat gold medal. Its destination is either Spain or Great Britain. At the end of a great battle, one more lift, lifting for gold.
Lovely, mate. Look here. What?
Well, he's mid-depth, and he's bringing it back up, and that looks good, but we'll wait for the referees. And it is 3 white lights. What a fantastic squat competition. The Jabal takes the gold. Lopez Llorente with a fantastic battle with his third squat takes silver with 272.5, 2.5 kilos less. And if you look at Jabao and Lopez Llorente, exactly the same body weight, 82.6. Oh, thank goodness they didn't go for the same weight. We'd have been in all sorts of trouble. And the bronze medal goes to Adcock, 270 kilos. And he was 7.5 kilos ahead of Turkey from France, who was the best of the rest. What a great squat competition. We'll take a 10-minute break. Join us after that for bench press. And welcome back to Vasteris and the 2021 European Classic Powerlifting Championships. If you've been with us earlier, you'll have seen a fantastic squat battle in the junior men's 83 kilo class. The lead went backwards and forwards. We had three different leaders within the space of about 5 minutes, and it ended up with gold and bronze in squat to Great Britain and a fantastic silver medal to Spain. And we're ready to go with the bench press. You can just see on your screens the summary of the squat result. Javot getting it with 275. Lopez Llorente, a fantastic 272.5. Adcock 270 declined his third lift. He felt he was at his limit and he saved his energy for the bench press. And that is what we are about to start. And this is Defour from Belgium, and he is opening on 107.5 kilos. If you are just joining as well, we'll let Defour lift first. Very narrow grip. We've seen that from several lifters this week. And it's such a battle. It's so tricep concentrated. Doesn't use the bigger muscles of the chest and shoulder. But it's a good lift. And the bench press competition is underway. I was going to say, because if you haven't been with us earlier, just to let you know that because of the number of entries, the 83 class has been split into two groups. They will all be lifting for the same medals, and it actually speeds up the process, believe it or not, because it means we have the same number of lifters, but we have 10-minute breaks rather than 20-minute breaks between the different lifting disciplines. Now, this is Robert Kalayan from Romania. Some great Romanian bench pressers. Andrei Imeri from Romania had a great bench press at the World Equip Championships in Stavanger in Sweden only a couple of weeks ago. Greetings to him and everyone else in Romania that's watching this today. We've made a lot of friends in Romania over the years, and hopefully we'll make many more in the years to come. Now, this is Rick de Graaf, and he is taking 140 kilos. That looks good. And 145 on the bar for the next two lifters. That will be Sean Blong from Ireland and Jakub Michal from Poland. Blong had an amazing squat session. He took his personal best up from 212.5 to 240 kilos. And he has a bench PB of 132.5, and here he is starting at 145. So is he going to do it all again in bench press? I think he is, you know. And with all these PBs, he could be the star of the first group. Great bench press. And the same weight on the bar for Jakub Michal. 145 kilos. And that looks good. Three white lights. And Jordan Konchak from Ireland will be up next on 150 kilos, 7.5 kilos below his personal best.
Easy opener. Take your time. You have absolutely loads of time.
And that looks good. And three hard lines. Two more lifters to go in the first round of the flight. Next up is Kumpulainen, 155. He only took two squats, remember? Obviously felt he was near his limit up on the second one and decided to conserve energy.
Give me full attention.
5 kilos below his personal best was his opener. And that's a good bench press. And he raises his fist in triumph. And finally, Simon Jonsson Myhrvold from Norway, who came out with 172.5 kilos. His PB is the Norwegian junior record, 185.5. And clearly he belongs in the second group as far as bench press is concerned. But I wonder if he can get near a medal. And the answer is quite possibly yes, because that is a great opener from Myhrvold. He will certainly set a respectable target for the B group. But back to Quentin Dufour as we start the second round, and he's taking 110 kilos, which equals his personal best. Again, the close grip. And that was better than his opener, actually. And three wide lines. And he equals his personal best. And the bar goes up to 140 kilos. And the good news, which I didn't mention, is green lights against everyone's name. Everyone moves forward in the competition. No second or indeed third round panics. Robert's PB is 130, so this would be a 10 kilo PB. No, that was just too much. And as they say, no lift. And I'm just wondering if there's anything he can do to change that next time, or was it simply too heavy? We'll find out. In the meantime, Rick de Graaf, Belgium, 147.5 kilos. And I know from the messages I've had, people are tuning in all over Belgium watching this championship. And that looks good for de Graaf. And it's 2-1. One of the referees gave a yellow, which normally on bench means buttocks off the bench. Yes. Yeah. I'm just wondering if the jury sees what we've seen. They may do something about that. But it's a good lift as things stand, and it's Jakub Michal from Poland, 150 kilos on the bar. Oh, he's working it, but no, that is just too heavy. And the referee signals to the spotters to take the bar. That is a no lift for Michal. And Sean Blong is up next, 152.5 kilos. The man who is smashing PBs to smithereens today. This will be 20 kilos heavier than the PB he came into the competition with. And he took a squat up from 212.5 to 240. Oh, smoked it. And 3 white lights. And now the other Irish lifter, Jordan Konjak, is still slightly below his personal best, but only very slightly. He's taken 155 for his second round attempt. It puts him within touching distance of his PB. Oh, that's a great lift from Konchak. 3 white lights. Will he go 157 or will he go 160? My guess, 160. He's not contending for medals, so why not try a new personal best? Kumpalainen, he is going to equal his personal best for this if he makes it. 160 kilos. Only one more out after him, and that is Jonsson Meervold with a big number. And that looks good from Kumpalainen. And yes, 3 white lights. And is he happy with that? And now Simen Jonsson Meervold, Norway. 185 kilos on the bar. He's within half a kilo of his own personal best. This is higher than any of the openers in the B group, and it's only his second attempt. Do not bet against him getting a bench press medal. Oh, that's a great lift. 3 white lights, but where does he go in the third round? What does he do if he wants a medal? He's like the man on the outside lane of a 400 meters race. He doesn't know what any of the others are doing until he hits the final bend. So he's guessing what his third needs to be. I would guess it would be at least 190, possibly even 192.5. But this is Defour from Belgium, and he's taking 115, and this for him would also be a personal best by 5 kilos. No, just too much. And it's a no lift from Defour, and the bar goes up to 140 kilos for Kaloyan. Remember, he got 130 on his first, jumped 10 kilos. It just seemed too heavy, but maybe it was something technical. and maybe he can put it right. No, it's just too heavy. And no lift. Now lift the graph. 150 kilos on the bar. And as you can see from the profile, this will equal his personal best. And no, not today, and that is the no lift. And next we get Jakob Michal. Now he failed his second attempt. He jumped 10 kilos again. Like the Romanian lifter, it just seemed too heavy. He got it moving off his chest, but didn't even get near the normal sticking point. Same again, I'm afraid. There's a certain point that the shoulders and chest take it to, and it varies from person to person, but suddenly the triceps come in and the lockout gets easier again. And part of the battle in bench press is to get it to that point so the triceps can come in. And that's what I meant by the sticking point, and the lifters from Romania and Belgium there just didn't make that point where they could get the additional help from the triceps. But this is Sean Blanc. What a day he is having. This is to put 25 kilos on his coming in PB. Wow. Well, if there was a prize given for the most improved lifter, I think I know who'd be getting it. And Konjak waits in the wings. 3 lifts to go, and then we move into the second group where the higher ranked lifters are. And just looking ahead, Johnson Meervold, as I suspected, has gone 190, and if he gets that, that will set a really imposing target for those in the group coming up. And he's fighting, and that's a new personal best if he gets fights. And he looks up and he sees 3 white lights, and he is overjoyed. And I think Kumpalainen joined in the congratulations there. Oh, great camaraderie in this sport. And this is Kumpalainen, 165, his PB 160. He equaled that in the second round. This for a new personal best. This for 165 kilos. No. He did seem reasonably close to his limit on the 160. Maybe 162 and a half might have been a possibility. But 165, just a couple of kilos too far. And this is Simon Jonsson Meervold. This for 190. this for a new personal best, this for a new Norwegian junior record, and this for possibly a bench press medal at these championships from the first group. Because if he makes this, he will set a mighty target to those that will follow. Oh, yes, they called that just right, the Norwegians. Three white lights, I think 2.5 more would have been too much. 2.5 less would not have exploited his full potential. That was absolutely the right call. Well done, Jonathan Myhrvold, but also well done, Jürgen Hansen and the coaches for calling that absolutely right. So difficult when you've got no direct competition. And we move into the second group, and you can see the order. And the first one out is James Adcock with 140 in the bar. And it's so quick we almost missed it, but it's a good lift. And the second group is underway with three white lights for Adcock. Melker von der Geest from Sweden, 150 kilos on the bar. Oh, that's a great bench press. Nice opener. Get one on the board. Two more to do serious stuff with. And now Federico Bonserio, 155. Just below his personal best. And that looks good. Yes, it is. Three white lights. And next up we got Suleiman Turki from France, 157.5 kilos. And that's a good looking bench press from Turkey. And three white lights. Next up, the gold medalist in squat, Nathan Javal from Great Britain, 165 kilos. His PB is 170. He's only 21 years old. He's got 2 more years as a junior. He's only been competing for 2 years. How good will he be in 2 years' time? If he's this good now. Great bench press. You would never have guessed that was within 5 kilos of his PB. And an easy 3 white lights. Now Jose Lopez Llorente from Spain, the silver medalist in the squat with a fantastic 272.5 kilos. Not just the weight, but the great battle that he had with the bar to get it back up. And he's backing up a good squat with a mighty fine bench press, opening 170. And that looks very good. 3 white lights. Now we have Anthony Costerigo from France. Unfortunately, did not get a squat in. Was called in depth the first 2 lifts, and then when he did go extra deep, he could not bring it back up. But he is competing for a bench press medal. He is the second heaviest opener in the B group. And he will hope that a bench press medal may be some consolation. And that's good. Had to really work for an opener, but it's 3 white lights. And Johnson Meervold will be watching, thinking, can any of them go past my 190? And if anyone can, it's this man, Vadim Yarzemski. He is opening on 182.5 kilos. His PB is 187.5. Oh wow, that is impressive. That is so impressive. And that is the end of the first round of bench press. As we see a replay. And just to confirm, Johnson Meervold from the first group leads on 190. Yarzemski with that 182.5 is in second place. Costa Rigo is in third with 170. Lopez Llorente, next best with 170 kilos. And we have James Adcock already on the bench, gets the start command. And that was 145 kilos. Our apologies to him. Things are moving so fast that in summarizing the first round, we missed his preparation for them. Now, Melker von der Geest from Sweden. And watch out for von der Geest's deadlift, one of the favorites for the gold in deadlift. But that is yet to come. Oh, that was very good. The long arms that help the deadlift don't help the bench, but he maximizes the arch to reduce the range of motion as much as he possibly can. Now, Federico Bonserio from Italy, 162.5 kilos, which will be a new personal best. And that's 3 white lights. And a new PB. And now Suleiman Turkey 162.5 kilos. We are really rattling through this at a fair pace. Takes it off himself and presses it out himself. Great lift from Turkey. 3 white lights. And the bar goes up to 170 kilos for the squat gold medalist, Nathan Jabal. And as you can see, his PB is 170. This would equal it. But as I said at the time, the 165 didn't look like a lift that was 5 kilos short of a PB. So he's playing things reasonably cautiously. He's got a really good deadlift. He doesn't want to give away kilos and have to load more on the deadlift bar that he's comfortable with. So just a 5 kilo jump, knowing that he has a lift to follow. And that equals his personal best. Where will he go next? Well, my guess either 173.5 or 175. Possibly 172.5, thinking tactically, but we'll see. Now this is Hope Lopez Llorente. 175 is on the bar for him. A 10 kilo improvement on his original PB, which he broke in the previous round, of course. No. No. Just too much. And it's amazing the difference that 5 kilos can make. 2 lifters to go in the second round, and next up is Anthony Costarigo from France, 182.5 kilos. Can't total without belaboring the point, but can win medals in bench press and deadlift. Oh, that's a good battle. And that's good. But how much more is there? I would suggest maybe 2.5 kilos more would be the best option. But a great lift from the Frenchman. And now Jarzemski, 187.5. To move to within 2.5 kilos of Johnson Merfold. Oh, and that is good. And that is 3 white lights. And I'm just looking at body weights. And Jarzemski is heavier than Johnson Merfold. If he wants to go, he will have to go 192.5. As you can see at the moment, Johnson Mervold leads 190, Jarzemski 187.5, but he's half a kilo heavier. Costarigo third, 182.5, maybe close to his limit, maybe it's just a commentator misreading things. So this is Adcock, 150 kilos. And he's battling, but no. And he has to settle for 145 kilos. He's equaled his personal best. He's got nothing whatsoever to reproach himself about. And the bar goes up to 162.5 for Melker from the East, representing Sweden. Oh, what a great bench. He really struggled to get it moving. I thought he was gone, and he just found the wherewithal to lock it out. And he gets 3 white lights for his efforts. Now, Fonserio, 162.5 was his second round attempt. He's added 5 kilos. His previous one was a personal best. This is to add another 5 kilos to his PB. Can he find that extra 5? No. Now, Suleiman Turki from France, 167.5 on the bar. This would give him a new personal best. He was just shy of his personal best for the second, and he's just the other side of it with his third. Takes the bar out himself. Oh, that's a great bench press from Turkey. 3 white lights, new personal best, handshake, and a man hug from the coach. Now Nathan Jabot, sorry, 170 kilos on the bar. Missed it last time. He would really want to take this extra 5 kilos into the deadlift. He's one of those battling for the title. Oh, that's much better. And that should be good. And indeed it is, and he will be happy with that. 3 to go, and it's Jose Lopez Llorente, 175 kilos. He is in 4th place in the bench press. That will not improve, but he will take an extra 5 kilos onto his total, and he is another who is battling for an overall medal. So anything they can get out of the bench in the third round is vitally important in the context of the competition. Some of that squat fight needed now to bully this bar up. And no, it is just too heavy. And he bangs the bar in frustration. And he knows that not getting that 5 kilos could hurt him further down the line. Now we have Anthony Costarigo of France, third in the bench press. He will take the bronze medal. There is only one lifter to go, and he is already ahead of him. And of course, the other lifter ahead was from the first group.
Allez, on reste sur l'ouverture. Tout. On présente
No. And there is one more lift in this afternoon's bench press, and that is Vadim Yarzemski, and it is 192.5 kilos, and this is to take gold medal in the bench. Currently resting with Simon Jonsson Myrvold from Norway in the first group. And this will take the gold medal. Really impressive with his first two lifts. And he's, oh no! I have to say, I was expecting him to get that based on his first two, but he does not get it. And if you saw, his foot came up anyway, so he would have got yellows. And if anyone likes the underdog story, the Tom Byers, where the pacemaker wins the magic mile, it's happened here in Vasteras, because from the first flight, Simon Jonsson Myrvold from Norway takes the gold medal in bench press. Yarzemski has to settle for silver with 187.5. Costa Rigo from France takes the bronze with 182.5, and they were well ahead of the rest of the field. And if we look at the totals at this point, Yarzemski leads with 445. Jabau from Great Britain also on 445, but slightly heavier body weight. And Lopez Llorente is third, 442.5. Turkey fourth, Johnson Meervold fifth, and I'm going right down to Adcock in sixth, because there are some big deadlifters further down the field, and you know what the big deadlifters are going to do when the bar hits the floor. The bar will hit the floor in approximately 9 minutes' time. It promises to be a fascinating and fabulous competition. Please join us again. We'll bring you every single lift. and welcome back. And as we're about to get underway with the junior men's 83 kilos deadlift here at Vasteras in Sweden at the 2021 European Classic Powerlifting Championships, the tension is building as the clock ticks down towards zero, and we are expecting a fantastic finale to this class. You can see the results of the bench press there. Uh, Jonsson Meervold winning from the first group, from Jarzembski and Costa Rigo, but that is now gone. For many of them, the bench press was about jostling for position, getting as many kilos as they can on the board without sacrificing any. And the bench press gold medalist is the first out on deadlift. How often does that happen? Because the very things that make you a good bench presser hurt the deadlift. 225 on the bar, and that is a good lift. And 3 white lights. Remember, we have 2 groups. Group 1 are those lower ranked in terms of the totals they've provided during nominations. Nomination is the process by which you enter the championship. And Quentin Dufour from Belgium is next, 230 kilos on the bar. And that looks good. And 3 white lines. And yeah, just to continue that, if there is too many entries and the cutoff point is 15, then the group is split into 2. The thinking being that the lifters have too long to wait between lifts, and there's a chance they will cool down and injure themselves. So we do it into 2 groups so that they can lift without too much of a gap between their lifts. And that was good for Blong, 230 kilos. Well, he's at it again. He's broken his PB with his opener. He's done it on the other 2 lifts as well. And it'll be interesting to see where he finishes. And if he finishes in the top 8, he was probably lifting in the wrong group to begin with. But this is Rick de Gros. And that is good, 235. Now, Robert Kaloyan from Romania is up next. 240 kilos on the bar. And 3 white lights. Now Jordan Konjak will be taking 245 kilos. And as you can see, that's only 2.5 kilos short of his personal best. Oh, that's good. And 3 white lights. And 2 more in the first round. Next up, Jakub Michal from Poland. And Kunkel Lyman will be the last out. Oh, that's a great opener. And 3 white lights. And one more in the first round. And it's Kumpalainen. PB is 275, as you can see. He's opening on 270. And he looks really up for it. Oh no, well, it's come now. I think it had come down before then anyway. The problem was it got in front of him, and the biomechanics just changed then, and it's not going to move. Well, he will come and try again, and hopefully get it right. And we're into the second round, and it's Jonsen Meerwold again. And he's taking 235 kilos. This is only 5 kilos short of his personal best. And that's good. And 3 white lights. And next up is Sean Blom. PB 222.5 on the bar for a second attempt. 242.5. Using the hook grip. It's good on what I would call the semi-sumo stance. 3 white lights. Full sumo has the toes right out, almost touching the plates. Conventional has the feet inside the grip. Now this is Dufour, and he's taking 245 kilos for his second attempt, 5 kilos short of his personal best. And 3 white lights. And there's a sense in this group, well though they're all lifting, that it's the calm before the storm, and there is anticipation of what will follow. But this is Kaloyan. And that's a great pull. And that takes him to within 7.5 kilos of his personal best in the second round. And Rick de Gros from Belgium is up next. 250 kilos for the 21-year-old. And that's what I was talking about, the conventional with the feet inside the grip. And not to be and that is a no lift for the Gros. Jordan Konjak from Ireland is next, 260 kilos. That looks good. that's 3 white lights. And just looking at the figures, in the first group, Janssen Meerwold is leading, and Konjak and Blom are second and third. And this man is not featuring yet because he didn't get his opening deadlift. And now he stalks it and he mentally prepares for the challenge. And he knows that he's going to be technically perfect this time. Closer to the body, faster past the knees. No, 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 no. Oh well, it would be heartbreaking if he'd done all this hard work and not managed to get a deadlift in. And this is Michal from Poland, last man out in the second round in the first group, 277 kilos on the bar, a very, very respectable weight. And it would give him a 2.5 kilo personal best if he makes it. And we're still in the second round. No. And he just gave everything he had. And sometimes just not enough blood gets to the head in those circumstances. And I'm sure he'll be okay. And it'll just take 10-15 seconds for the head to clear and the stars to disappear. And then we will be into the third round, and it will be Janssen Meerwold, 240 kilos to equal his personal best. Sorry, 245 kilos. My apologies. And this will be a new personal best by 5 kilos.
Kom igen nu, sista! Lika fint som de andra nu! Inga konstigheter, rätt upp bara!
And he's already got a total PB. This would give him 667.5. Oh yes, and that's a huge total PB. He will be delighted with his work today. PB and deadlift, PB and total. I can't honestly remember to be PB'd in squat, but he had a good squat. And of course, he is the bench press gold medalist. Now, Rick de Gras from Belgium missed this last time, 250, taking the same weight again. Remember, it's 7.5 kilos beyond his PB. He made a 15 kilo jump from his 235 opener. He must have felt confident. He has one more chance. No. And a no lift for the draw. And next we have Sean Blom, 252.5 kilos. This will represent a 30 kilo improvement in his deadlift PB. His total PB was 567.5. This would give him 650. Have you ever seen such a bigger jump in PB in your life? Even if he doesn't get this, but we wish him well. Oh, it's going, he's working. Oh, wow. What a fantastic performance today by Sean Blom of Ireland. As I said earlier, if there was such a thing as a prize for the most improved lifter, he would win hands down. And now we have Quentin Dufour from Belgium, 255 kilos on the bar. This would be a 5 kilo personal best. And he's working and he's working and he gets it up. And it's 3 white lights. And next we've got Robert Kaloyan from Romania, 255 kilos. This would be a new personal, no, it's 2.5 kilos below his personal best, but getting very, very close. No, not today. Jordan Konjak. And 265 on the bar, which would be another personal best, and it would give him 657.5. He's already in 652. His PB was 637.5. So whatever he does here, it's a big total PB. That's already in the bag. And this is for an extra 5 kilos on the total and a new deadlift personal best. 265 kilos.
Go, 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 go! Sequence, sequence, sequence,
And
sequence!
he's working and working and working. And I don't think he's locked it. He's looking anxiously. No, it's all reds. It wasn't quite locked. It was so close. Just watch the shoulders. He locks the legs, but can't quite pull the shoulders back into the full lockout position. And he looked hopefully, but I think in truth he knew. And well, this is a very important lift. This is Itu Kumpulainen. He's entertained us all day. He's brought fun, enthusiasm, and power to the platform. But if he doesn't make this lift, and I'm not sure he's even coming out, I don't think he is. I think he's just decided it's not there today. What a shame, because it means that he won't make a total. And the bar sits waiting for him. But it will have no company, and the clock will tick down to 0. A red light will be shown against Kumpulainen's name, and then finally in the group, Jakob Michal will come out to attempt 277.5 kilos, which will be a new PB. It will also give him 647.5. That will be just short of his current PB, which is 662. But this for a deadlift personal best to finish his competition. And then we are into the B group, and then the sparks will begin to fly, and it will rattle past in no time. No. Just too much. He gave everything. And of course fatigue sets in by the time you come out for your last deadlift. You've warmed up for squats, done 3 competitive squats, warmed up for bench, done 3 competitive benches, then warmed up for deadlift, done 2 competitive deadlifts that have drained your system completely, and then you have to come out again. And it is totally exhausting. And the process lasts over 3 hours. And this is Bon Serio from Italy. 250, makes that look easy. And the second group is underway. And wait for fireworks. I'm not even going to call totals. I'm just going to let the first round of deadlifts unfold, and then we can look at the total picture after then, because up until everyone has got their first deadlift in, it's a pretty pointless exercise. This is Lopez Llorente from Spain, 255 kilos.
Arriba, bloquea.
That's a good lift. And what we know from squats and bench, not just to be strong, but he will battle and he will fight to the end to bring that bar as far as he can. Now Yarzemski, maybe slightly disappointed with the silver on the bench, and comes out to take 255 kilos for his first deadlift. No! Well, that is a surprise. Just didn't seem to be enough fire and attack there. I think we've seen this a few times this week with first round deadlifts. It's only the first round. It'll be easy, and it's never easy. And you see the bar getting away from the body, getting in front of the body. The idea is to keep it as close as possible throughout the lift. And this is Suleiman Turki from France, 270 kilos on the bar. And that's good. And next up we've got Costa Rica from France. I'll say it once and I'll say it no more for the benefit of anyone who's joined us late. Costa Rica did not get a squat in, called on depth in his first two. When he made depth in the third, he couldn't bring it back up, but he can contend for a medal in deadlift. And that looks really good. And 3 blacks. And now we move to 295. We've got the Swede and the two British lifters still to come in the first round, and things will be a little bit clearer after the next 3 deadlifts. Perhaps then we can look at the scoreboard and get an idea of where we are. But to do so before then would be to mislead. Oh, I think he might get blues. It just wobbled at the top. He knows it. He gets 1 white light but 2 blues. And look, he got it, and then he came forward. And it's allowed to come down as the shoulders settle, but that's not settling, that's bouncing back. And this is Nathan Javau from Great Britain. He is going 297.5 to back up a squat gold medal and an excellent bench of 170. Oh, that was easy. And that gives him 742.5. He is suddenly in the lead, but we have one more. and it's James Adcock, and he is opening on 300 kilos. Let me just remind you, we are watching junior lifters, and we are in the 83 kilo class, and we have a lifter opening at 300. And how easy was that? 3 white lights, and how much more is there? And now we can look. Well, that is the deadlift classification, where Adcock leads from Jabao and Costa Rica. If we can see the totals, I'm not sure if it's too early. If we can't, I will tell you. Yeah, there's the totals. Jabao suddenly has a really big lead, 742.5. Adcock is in second place, 715. Turkey is in third, 700. Lopez Llorente is fourth, 2.5 kilos further back. This is Yarzemski. Must make this. Yeah, that's better. As I say, lifters, sometimes you see them coming out, not often, but just sometimes thinking, oh, this is only an opener. I won't waste too much energy in this. And suddenly it bites them. And this is Federico Bonserio. 262.5 for a new personal best. Easy. 3 white lights. And while we wait for the next lifter, will be Jose Lopez Llorente. I can tell you that with that opening deadlift, Nathan Jabau has jumped into second place in the best points list. Ade Omisakin from Great Britain in the 74, still in the lead. This is 267.5. This will put him into third place overall. He's not going to rank in the deadlifts, but he's after the podium, and this will take him closer. Oh, that's a great lift. 3 white lights. And anyone that wants a bronze medal is going to have to come past Lopez Llorente. And this man could be the very one to do it. Suleiman Turkey. And this will move him into third place in deadlift, but more importantly, it will move him from fourth to second overall and push Lopez Llorente down into fourth place. And 3 white lights. And next up we have a very important lift representing the home nation Sweden. Melker von der Geest missed his opener. Sorry, this is Costa Rica, my apologies. 287.5. And this will move him to third place in deadlift. That looks good. And 3 white lights. And now, sorry for getting ahead of myself, now it's Melker von der Geest, Sweden, 295. He is the only one in this group to have missed their opener, and it wasn't that it was too heavy, it was that it was too fast almost. He got it to the top and bounced it back, and of course the Ukrainian also missed his opener. but he came back and got it second time. Ronda Geist will be hoping he can do the same. This will put him to third place in deadlift. That's better. We wait for the referees, but it's 3 white lights, and he can relax slightly, other than he has given away a lift. Now, Nathan Jabal, Great Britain, he's going 310 kilos. This would improve his first place, but it would also put him into the lead in deadlift. His PB is 750 total. This would put him to 755 with a lift still to go. Oh, that was easy. That should be 3 white lights. And it is. And I can't see anyone coming near Jabot now for the title. It would take a world record and then something. And the only person who could do it is this man, James Adcock. And he has gone 312.5 kilos to take the lead in deadlift and to go from third to second overall. And that was just so easy. And I wonder what Adcock will do in the third round. And it may depend upon what his opposition does. I think if he's in third place coming out, he will lift for silver. But if he is already guaranteed silver, he may opt for something crazy. As you can see, he's 27.5 kilos behind Nathan Jabal with 1 round to go. And that is probably too much even for a male Hail Mary effort. But next up, it's Bonserio from Italy, 270 kilos on the bar. He PB'd with his previous attempt of 260. And that's a PB for him in both deadlift and total. Now Yarzemski, his third attempt will be 272.5, and I can tell you that in the best lifter points, Jabot is still behind Omisakin, but he is creeping closer and closer. And I wonder, will that influence British selection on his third round attempt? Oh, he's battling and he's giving everything, but no, not today. And he will finish just under out of the medals with 700 kilos total. Now here we have Lopez Llorente. He has put 275 kilos on the bar. This is in an attempt to get back onto the podium. This will put him in third place. We promised you it would be close, but the podium is changing after almost every lift. And he's fighting and he's fighting and he won't give up, and he's pulling and he's pulling and he is fighting it to the top, and I don't think he quite locked it out. No, what a fantastic attempt and his coach applauds and says, "Well done, you've done everything you possibly can." Oh, what a magnificent fight. And someone with this amount of inbuilt fight, and you can't train that, you've either got it or you haven't, surely has a fantastic future in the sport. And now Suleiman Turkey is taking 287.5 kilos. He is now, dare we say, safe in third? I think we can. The battle for bronze was really between him and Lopez Llorente. No, oh, he got it to the top and just couldn't hold it till he got the down command. Oh, they were both so close. Look here, oh, it was actually locked down. He locked out, he just couldn't keep it there. Now, the next two lifters will be contending for deadlift rather than total medals.
Jusqu'au bout, hein. Très fort au démarrage, on insiste. Fort, allez, allez, allez. Transfert.
No, just too much. And 3 lifters left. It's been a fabulous afternoon's entertainment from the 83s. Hope you've enjoyed it. Melker von der Diest will be next. 312.5 kilos. And this is to move into gold medal position in deadlift. He won't get on the podium. He was too far back. But this to go past Jabal and Adcock, who both still have lifts to come. Now, and next up we have Jabal 317.5. It's a European junior total record on the line. His PB coming in total was 750. This will give him 762.5. The total record for European is 755. And I've got no way of calculating in the middle of commentary, but I'm just wondering how close this will take him to best lifter. He's currently lying second, and he's put another 7.5 kilos on the bar. We will tell you soon after the lift. We will tell you before we finish the coverage, but we cannot tell you beforehand. But this is for a European record. He is already the champion. Oh yes, what a fantastic lift. And dare I say, it looked like an opener. And 3 white lights. And he is the European champion. And I can tell you, he did not jump to the top of the best lifter points. It put him to 105.808. Omisakin sits at 106.330 with his fantastic performance 2 days ago. And now we have Adcock. This is 320 kilos on the bar, a 10 kilo personal best for deadlift gold. And he pulls it. And that is 3 white lights. James Adcock takes gold in deadlift. Nathan Jabal takes silver in deadlift. And overall, it's a British 1-2, but the positions are reversed. Jabal is the champion. Jabal is the new total record holder, European Junior 83s. Adcock takes the silver. Turkey from France takes the bronze. And a very, very brave and valiant Jose Lopez Llorente from Spain just missed that last deadlift, and he has been forced off the platform by the French lifter. What a fantastic performance by all the lifters once again. And just a word for Simon Jonsson Meervold. He won the bench gold from the first flight. And you're not supposed to win medals from the first flight, but he did. So well done to him. Please stay with us for the medal ceremony, the victory ceremony, I should call it, which will be starting in a couple of minutes' time. We will next bring you coverage of the men's 93 kilo class, and that will be at 17:30, 5:30 p.m. local time in Sweden, and that will be split into two groups, the same as the 83s, because of the number of entries. The medal ceremony is coming up. I will be back with you at 17:30 local time. Until then, this is Martin Flett saying, hope you enjoyed the 83s. Bye for now.
Forward!